Great. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. If you are watching this recorded, we are happy that you're watching it recorded anyways. If you're on live, thanks for joining us live. We know, we all have busy lives, we all have other jobs, we're all moms, we all have something to do, but it's really appreciative when you guys can get on the call and be on this with us, to ask us questions live, and just to show us that you're being committed to this as much as we are. So you guys are doing really excellent in the group. Being a new coach can sometimes be very fearful, and there's so many different things that you need to do, whether it's like Facebook, learn the online office, your head's probably spinning. So what I wanted to tell you guys was just to relax. It will all be okay. We're still going to do this, one day at a time. We'll leave that group open so you can always check back. This is your own business. You can always, if something came up one day, you can totally do it the next day. You want to, my biggest thing is you just want to take action. Whether you think you need to learn everything right away, you don't. You just need to take some action, whether that is inviting people, starting conversations, posting on Facebook. You just need to start. I've had some coaches that would study Beachbody and study the online office, but they never did anything. I'm like, you spent so much time just learning all this stuff, but they let their own fear, I think, stop them from just pushing forward. Julie, I'm going to have to ask you to mute because I'm hearing feedback. Thanks. Just pushing out over that fear and knowing that just doing the action along the way and learning that you're going to make mistakes. Learning that, the first conversation you have is probably going to suck. Mine sucks. The first conversation that you have on a phone, it's going to be pretty bad. But you're going to learn and you're going to get better. Maybe one day you'll be running these calls too. I'm sure you're thinking, oh my God, that's so nerve-wracking. But you know what? You get used to it. You learn. You just go as, you go as you can. And this is, something that is honestly has completely changed my life. If you don't know my story, I started this a little over 2.5 years ago. And right now I'm pretty much making a full-time income, working full-time 6 days a week as an athletic trainer at a high school and doing Beachbody pretty much whenever I can. Because I don't want to do athletic training. I don't want to work until I'm 60 and hope there's a pension that will pay me when I retire. No, I'm taking control of my own future, and what I want to do is definitely Beachbody because it's just something I'm so passionate about, and just, not even the health and fitness aspect of it, but just seeing from the coaches how it's changed everybody's, just like my personality, like other people just getting more positive about themselves, getting more outward, and just changing their whole lives, their whole outlook on everything. It's really cool that you can actually change somebody's life with this. It's not just a shake, it's not just a workout, it's really about showing people that they can live their fullest potential. As corny as that all sounds, we all want that freedom, that life of, whatever that dream in our head is, if that's living in Cape May like mine is, or, living in Florida, or, sending your kids off to a certain private school, or paying your student loans off, whatever that big thing is for you. It's really cool when you can accomplish that. And I know each and every one of you can do it, because if I can do it, the girl that was completely scared to post on Facebook. I never posted anything before I was a Beachbody coach. Maybe I put my profile picture up. I think that was about it. But if I can do it, I think anybody here can do it. I'm going to let Danielle kind of introduce herself, talk a little bit, and then we're going to kind of talk about how important your why is, and just touch upon Facebook a little bit. I mean, Facebook I can talk about all day long, but we'll just hit kind of on the keynotes, and then we'll kind of have an open-ended, question and answer at the end. Danielle, you want to unmute?
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Danielle. And I think somebody said that Rose actually showed my story, but I've been a coach for about a year. I originally started after having kids, being really unhealthy, wanting a new life for my family. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have two young boys. My husband works all the time. And, this opportunity kind of fell into my lap because I was changing my lifestyle. I was getting into the health and fitness craze, and this opportunity came, and it's been a wonderful ride. I mean, literally the 8 days away from my 1 year anniversary, and I'm making, at first I thought like, oh, hey, if I make a couple extra dollars, that would be great. But, we're at a point now where I'm able to save literally all my money, like we don't we don't even touch ours. It's like in a nice little egg, and we're on the verge of buying a new home and a new house, and we're talking about baby number 3. So it's all really kind of coming full circle. I know that when I first became a coach, a lot of people said be here in a year, and it really is true. The first 6 months is rocky. You don't know what you're doing. Everybody feels lost. Everybody's like, I don't know how to talk to these people. I don't know how to invite. And I always go back to this, literally, like I say it to myself all the time: get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I try to do something that kind of takes me out of my comfort zone every day. I am socially awkward sometimes. Like I don't know how to filter it and talk sometimes. So for me, talking to people was a really, really nerve-wracking thing. So I just got to this point where I'm like, hey, I'm just going to message people and I'm going to talk to people, because the worst that's going to happen is they're going to say no. And then I'm just going to keep going on with who I am. So, like I said, I always go back to the get comfortable with being uncomfortable and lay this foundation. The first 6 months is your foundation of your business. After the first 6 months, your business it's just like a snowball. You got that momentum going, and like I said, I'm 8 days away from my 1 year anniversary, and I'm really feeling, I understand exactly why they say be here in a year. I have a business and it's growing, and I see the potential in it. And, Rose has been in the business a little bit longer than me, and I know that I'm going to get there where she is. And you guys will too, if you just continually put yourself out there, keep learning, keep putting yourself out there, share your story. I think why my business has done so great is that I'm me, and that's all I can be. I try not to be anybody but myself. So if you just are your authentic self and share your story and you're just honest, you don't have to be salesy. I know nothing about sales. People will be attracted to you. Law of attraction. It's so true. I'm a firm believer in it. So that's my story. And Rose, where do you want to take it from here? We'll talk about our why, I guess.
Yeah, do you want to start with why and why that's so important?
Okay, so our why is important because, like I said, we're going to go through these struggles. I know personally I've dropped rank a couple times, and those are the times where you're going to have to reach down and figure out what your why is. And you guys did so good. Like, we've ran these groups before, and I have to say, you guys did really good. You kind of put it all out there. I felt every single one of your whys. It's hard to dig down there and know your why. And what's even harder is to share your why. It took me like 4 months to actually publicly share my why, where me coming from like abusive alcoholic family, and me abusing myself and things like that. So, but I shared that story, and that you don't have to do that. You can do it in little, private messages if you connect with somebody. But I actually put my video out there and I got a flood of messages, and it's just because people related to my story. So all those like little skeletons that you kind of feel like you're hiding, like, oh, this is my why, I don't want to talk about it, you know, it's super sensitive and super personal. That's what makes people attracted to you. You know, I had somebody text me like, you literally saved my life. Like, I've thought about doing this and this and that, and because of you, I didn't do it. Like, I'm still going on with my life. So your why is so much more powerful than you realize. It's also the reason that's going to continue you through the hard times of the business. You know, on the days where I'm like, oh, you know, everybody's saying no to me and I'm not getting Success Club points. I have to remember, what's my why here? My why is that I want to be financially free. I want, you know, to provide for my family. I want my husband home. I want our dream house. I want a life where we can both be together and be with our children, and not just me all the time. So that why is what keeps me propelling forward. It keeps me saying like, okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep inviting. I'm going to dive into my personal development, you know, so that's why your why is super important.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, like Danielle said, you're going to get no's. I mean, in the beginning, every 10 people you talk to, 9 of those people are going to tell you no. So your reason for doing this has to be so strong that you're going to push through those no's, through the, no, I'm not going to join your challenge group. Like when I first started, my why was kind of simple in that I just wanted to be with my boyfriend, my husband now at the time. We were living so far away. It was just like I needed something to work for us because living 2.5 hours away, just I couldn't do it anymore. Like we were doing back and forth for 3 years. It was just something that pushed me so hard. It was simple, but it was so deep personally for me that I knew like if I couldn't figure out in a year how to move our relationship forward, it just, I didn't know what to do at that point anymore. But lo and behold, I don't know if you guys know my crazy story with Jessica Bryson, but we met at a Lululemon store where she used to work at. And lo and behold, I did the ultimate reset. She asked me questions about it. She became a coach, and her dad actually knew somebody at a high school that was hiring. I got the job. I was able to move in with Dave. We got married, all that fun jazz. So while it wasn't directly because, you know, Beachbody money-wise got us to get married and all that fun stuff, it was because, you know, of my drive that I was going, no matter what, somehow, some way, I was going to find a way for us to be together. And I mean, definitely, if it wasn't for Beachbody, I wouldn't have gotten that job. I wouldn't have met Jessica. I wouldn't be where I am at today. So, and now my why has kind of, you know, evolved, like, you know, so I hit that goal of my why, but now I want to be financially free. I don't want to work until I'm 60 and having to hope that, you know, retirement pays for me to live. I don't want anybody raising my kids. I want to raise my kids. I don't want to be at work 6 days a week and hoping the babysitter is good enough for my kids, you know. I want to be there. I want to raise my own kids. So for me, that is my big why. And you guys, like Danielle said, did an excellent job. Most people are like, I want to help people. I want people to be healthy. Yes, that's all nice and butterflies, and we're in the Miss American pageant. But no, it needs to be your why you, what it's going to do for your life. So I wrote down some reasons of how you can even dig into it a little bit deeper. You know, you literally need to visualize, where do you want to be in 2, 3, 5 years from now? Like, and be very specific of like, what location do you want to live? What house do you want to live at? You know, what is your day going to look like? Like, when are you going to get up in the morning? What are you going to do? Like, are you going to go walk on the beach? Are you going to go, you know, spend some time with your mom? Are you going to, you know, go out for lunch with your friends? Like, what is your day going to look like? And then what are those little things that are going to get you there? So, you know, when you are a coach, you do have to give up some things in order to see success later on. You're going to have to give up those little things like TV or staying up a little bit later or waking up a little bit earlier, you know? And I think missing those things now, like some people freak out if they miss a TV show, but you kind of have to see the bigger picture that, man, if you can have that life that you want in 2, 3, 5 years, and you're okay with missing those TV shows or maybe not going out with your friends at the bar, you know, every Friday night for happy hour, like, yeah, I'm totally going to do that. I'm totally going to, you know, I'd rather listen to personal development in the car than listen to the radio. Those little things that you're going to do to get you to your why. Hopefully you guys have been reading The Compound Effect. If you haven't yet, you need to get it. It's like, you need to get that book. He talks about the why power, and he has that story where there's like the building, and like you're told to, if somebody gave you $100 to walk from one roof to the other on like a rope, would you do it for $100? Most people would say no, because if I fall, I'm going to die, right? But if in that other building was your child and the building was burning, would you walk across there? Of course you would, because you want to save your child. The why has changed. It's not for $100. It's to save your kid's life. So that's why we kind of want you to dig as deep as possible for that why, so you can have that reason and that driving force. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Facebook. I know we're kind of jumping a little bit here and there, but we wanted to kind of jam-pack as much as we can. So I'm just going to kind of give a little bit of tips and show you some things on Facebook that you can do. I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see. Give me 1 second. I cannot minimize. All right, I know you see that. All right, it's not letting me, oh, here it is. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, so simple things that you can do on Facebook. Something that you absolutely need to do. You need to invite 5 friends per day, no matter what. So I started off with Facebook with 400 friends 2 years ago. 400 friends. Right now I have about 1,400. And that's from just adding 5 people per day. So just go to your timeline, go to friends, and then go to find friends. And you're going to see a bunch of people that you might know. You can click on here, click on, you know, your hometown, see who pops up, and just pick 5 per day. The more people that you have in common, then great, you want to add them. We're not telling you to just add people you don't know, you know, so you want to find people that you have other mutual friends in common with. So just going here and even, you know, going to your high school, your college, finding people that way, you're going to find a ton of people to connect with. And another great thing, when they do accept your request, send them a message. This business is about relationships and about forming, you know, personal relationships. Seeing, you know, hey, how are you? How are you doing? How has it been since, you know, since then? Oh, I see you have kids. How old are your kids? My kids are 5 and 3. Where do you live right now? So just start a conversation with people. It does not mean saying, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach. Do you want to buy Shakeology? No. I'm just saying to start conversations with people. That way, when they do see you posting on Facebook, they feel comfortable enough to message you. And they're like, oh, you know, she was so friendly to me before. I think I really would like joining her challenge group. She seems like a really great person. What you also want to do is make sure that they accept that friend request. So on your timeline, go to View Activity Log, go to More, and then you'll see a friends link, right, or friends tab right there. Just click on that, and then it will say Rose Smith became friends with, became. You want to make sure. So I sent Elena Monica a friend request. What was that? May 10th. So that was 10 days ago. She did not accept, and she probably never will. So I'm going to cancel. So just hover over that friend request sent, and then just cancel that. Because if you have too many outstanding friend requests, Facebook can put you in Facebook jail. So just make sure that you kind of scroll through this, see that the ones that you did send actually became your friends, and if not, just take them off in like a day or two, because we know everyone's on Facebook on their phone 24/7. If they see it and they don't click on it then they're probably not going to click on add as a friend. Another great way that you can find friends is on the search bar. So you can say people I might know in Sayreville. And then click on people. And then it's going to give me a whole long list of people that I might know in Sayreville because they're friends with people I'm friends with. Cool. What else little can I share with you guys on Facebook? I'm going to stop that for a second. So, Facebook is just about sharing your life with people. When I first started, I kind of tended to overanalyze it, overthink it. Just share what you're doing day by day. My thing is definitely like fitness, showing them my meals, showing them my dog pictures and my garden and how that's going, like things like that. Sharing people how I'm doing with my PCOS and how I'm doing with my paleo stuff. It's kind of just like a big highlight reel for your day-to-day life. You don't want to be posting negative stuff because nobody wants to hear that, number one, and no one's going to want to join you. Even like reading personal development, like share some of that stuff with people. Like people are they might not comment on it, but they're going to say, oh, like that's really cool of her to say that. And they might, I've had people just message me saying, thanks for all your positivity on Facebook, that most people just post things that they whine and complain about. So just do a highlight reel, really, of what is, what's going on in your day, and just make it positive. When you do have posts, have a call to action. So a call to action is making people engaged with you. So what did I want to say? Allison made a great post. What was it, like on the weekend? She was getting a dog and she asked people, what can I name the dog? What's the dog's name? And she got like 30 comments from that one post because she asked the question. She's engaging with people. So anytime you have a post, you want to have that engagement and that call to action at the end where you're asking them a question. So if you're posting like your meal for dinner, say, hey, what did you have for dinner? Or do you want my recipe? You want people to comment. You want people to like on your post. That's the whole point of Facebook, is for people to like and comment, and then more people see that post. Just because you're friends with people doesn't mean they see your post. I would say 10% of your friends see your post. So that's why you have to make sure that people are liking and commenting. That way it gets put on other people's highlight reel. Asking for advice. So you can ask people for advice on where to go for, what to see for a Broadway play. That gets a lot of people involved, people that might not, like your fitness stuff, but they like Broadway. They'll tell you all stuff, and now they're going to see your post that you post tomorrow. So if you have a huge post like that, where you get a like, when you get a lot of likes, when you get a lot of comments, the next post that you do, more people are going to see. There's a great book called Jab, Jab, Right Hook, and he talks about Facebook and social media, where you want to have on Facebook little jab posts, meaning posts that you're going to get people's attention. So it's not going to be a Beachbody post. It's going to be something that you're giving people, whether that's a recipe or a workout move or some positive motivational, story for the day, whatever that's going to be, you're going to give those little jabs. And when you got a really good jab, like you got a really good post where people are commenting, like the Broadway play, or they're giving you names for your dog, your next post is going to be your hook. So the next post is going to be a Beachbody post, whether that's inviting to a challenge group, whether that's inviting to the business opportunity, whether it's just sharing your story about Beachbody and where you are now, and how you're able to pay your car payment, with what you've made with Beachbody. Because that hook, people are going to be so much more likely to see it because of those little jabs that you've been doing. Hopefully that's not too confusing, but that book, Jab, Jab, Right Hook, I forget the author, but that's a great personal development book if you're having trouble with social media or you're not really too sure with the whole Facebook thing. I think I read that. That was like one of the first ones that I read after the Compound Effect and GoPro. What else? See who liked your post. See who commented on your post. Start conversations with them. Even if it's not a post about Beachbody that they liked, that's fine. Just say, hey, how have you been? Facebook is social media. You have to be social. So be engaging with other people's posts, with what they are saying on Facebook. So you have to comment. You have to like on what they're posting about. You don't want to be fake or anything, but be genuine. If it's something that you like it. If it's something that you're interested in, comment. But you have to be social and you have to get yourself out there in order for people to see your Facebook. Okay, Danielle, you're up.
Okay. Real quick about the adding of friends, what I've found has been really like my new thing is that I kind of target on somebody who's just maybe finished one of my products, or one of the products, like my neighbor, she just did 21 Day Fix and she's a nurse and she's on the PTA. That means she knows a boatload of women and she's around women all the time. So I just went literally through her friend list like every day and just befriended 5 friends of hers every day. And because of it, I have all her friends now watching me and seeing her, comment about the 21 Day Fix. And now I have all her friends in my group. So it's a little key. I always zone in on those people where you're like, oh, wait a minute. She's a nurse. She's on the PTA. She's super social. So she's the person that I'm gonna attack all of her friends. I'm getting them all. But yeah, so I guess just with the Facebook posts, and I'm guilty of this too, you have to make the videos and the pictures visually pleasing. Like I said, I think I even did it this morning where I wanted to show something and it was too dark and I didn't realize it until I watched it and I'm like, oh, that was too dark. I shouldn't have put it on there. But I think it was Julie's post. I love the idea of the workout videos and I think that's great. And you should, speed it up a little bit. But I think what happened was it just got sped up so fast that it was hurting my eyes. And she did have tons of people that clicked on it. So people were interested in seeing it, but I know I couldn't see the move. So if you had just slowed it down a little bit and maybe spotlight on 1 or 2 moves, these people would be getting value from your post. You're providing value. Number 1, they're like, I wonder what program she's doing. And 2, they'll probably try those moves out. So yes, make it visually pleasing and provide value. It doesn't always have to be about join my challenge group, buy stuff for me. Sometimes I'm just putting out recipes just for anybody. My workouts, sometimes they have nothing to do with Beachbody. I'm just providing value. I'm having people look at me for that pillar of fitness and nutrition. So when they are ready to do it, they're coming to me for advice. And, don't make too long of a post. I know, like Rose said, we're all on our phones and we're all scrolling, and I'm so super guilty of it. If it's too long, I'm just not going to read it. I'm going to scroll right by, unless there's something that catches my eye. So either throwing in bold letters or capitals or smiley faces or, you know, emojis or wonderful pictures. That's the only way that it's going to capture my attention and probably most people's attention. So I would keep that in mind when doing posts. And really the time, I think everybody's time frame differs. I'm a mom and most of my friends are moms. So I usually don't post after 9 because I don't get anybody. And I post early in the morning, and Sunday nights are really wonderful for me. So kind of watch who likes your pages and when they like your pages. And like Rose says, you know, interact with them. You know, people that are messaging on your posts, even if it has nothing to do with Beachbody, like people are messaging about my kids, I'm giving those favors back. I'm messaging about their kids. So we have something in common. Oh, we both have kids. Oh my God, your kid's so cute. You know, you're creating a relationship with these people. So yeah, they're going to come to you for advice. They're going to feel comfortable enough for you. They're going to feel like they know you. And I think what was the other topic? Our brand. And that kind of leads us into the whole, our brand. These people that basically what I always say is like, who are you talking to when you make these posts? Like when you're sitting at your computer and you're writing these posts out, you want to visualize the other person on that screen that's scrolling through and reads your post, and they're like, wow, yeah, I totally understand. I get that, or I like what she's doing. You have to keep that in mind. That's your brand. When I make my post, my brand is families, moms on the go, you know, somebody who likes to cook, somebody who works out a lot. I'm a boy mom and I'm an active mom. So most of my posts are going to be geared towards that. And that's who I have really in most of my challenge groups is moms. That is my brand. My brand is that I'm a mother trying to get fit. And, you know, and your brand may change, you know, pretty soon. Like I said, we're on talks of having a third child. So my brand will probably be pregnant mom soon. But, you know, your brand can always change. If you're getting married, you know, target those people who are getting ready for a wedding, or if you have an event, you know, like, or you're getting ready to run a 5K or a marathon, like those are the people that you want to talk to. That's your brand. Those 5 things that we have you list that are going to set you apart from other people that are going to grab the attention of the people on the other screen and feel comfortable enough to join your challenge group. So I don't know if Rose, you wanted to throw in the last 3 minutes, or if you guys want to do any questions.
Yeah, we can reopen up a new one if the time runs out. But I just wanted to say, the person that you're looking for is yourself. You're looking for people that are exactly like you, and that's what makes this business so different than anything else, because there's so many people out there, you know. I'm never going to be able to relate to moms. I just can't. I'm not a mom. Or as Danielle totally can. I can relate to people that are athletic trainers, that are full-time, you know, teachers, that are just sick and tired of working in the school system. You know, that's who I can relate to. So just have that in mind, like Danielle said, when you're posting, think of what are these people, what would they like? What would I like? When you're scrolling through Facebook, what do you stop and look at? That's what you want to do yourself. Tomorrow night, we're going to be having an amazing call. Me and Danielle met this girl at a Super Saturday in January, and she has great content on how to target your niche, target your brand, target those people, how to find them on Facebook. That's going to be tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, same Zoom thing. I'll post it in the Team Arise page. But if you guys have any questions, we'll open it up, and if we need to open up a new Zoom, we can do that, because I'm sure everyone has some questions about conversations or what you've learned thus far. Just unmute yourself and ask away. Don't be shy.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
You're good.
Okay, so out of all the people that do trainings like this, like if there's 10 of us in this May group, how many actually succeed and become successful coaches, and how many actually like drop out, you think?
I'll tell you this. What I find is the people who are active in the group, who are posting every day, who are watching the videos that we're posting, who are here on the Zoom chats, they're the ones that keep going. I mean, it's really all up to you. I know I took it very seriously. I took this training very seriously. And like I said, it's been a year. The people who didn't post so much, weren't asking questions, weren't posting, their struggles, they kind of dropped out because they weren't sharing, they weren't getting that feedback, that help. We're here as your coaches and your uplines for a reason. We're here to help. We've gone through all the same stuff, use us as tools, but it's really up to you. You know what I mean? If you can, it's your business. That's the best part. No one controls it except for yourself. So you can do anything you want with it if you just commit to it.
And that's where that be here a year from now comes from. The group that I was in, I surpassed that leader, I guess you would say. However you want to say it, in status, rank, or money-wise, whatever. It's really what you put into this. This group is great, actually. We have a lot of people being active, a lot of people on the call. And if you just stick with it, you're active, you're gonna do just fine. Anybody else?